Hey guys, it's Josiah here. Welcome back to another episode of Josiah's Grape Reviews. It's been about a few weeks, maybe a month, I don't know, but it's time to play catch up. I'm also going to talk about an interview that I actually just saw, snippets of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s interview with Elliott Sadler, which is interesting because there's some interesting stuff that he says in the interview. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the Truck Series and Xfinity Cup, and then we'll get to the Elliott Sadler interview. So I believe we left off at Gateway. I think I'll just be talking about like mostly the Indy races this weekend, or not this weekend, but like a few weeks ago because we're on the Olympic break right now, so it's a good time to play catch up. There was Nashville, won by Christian Eckes. Pocono was won by Corey Heim. And then IRP was the latest race. I'll go ahead and talk about that. It was Raja Caruth who started on pole, and stage 1 was won by Christian Eckes. Stage 2 was also won by Christian Eckes. Ty Majeski ended up getting his second straight win at IRP. He won last year. He won again this year. So it was good to see him finally get his first win of the season. He's been very consistent, but without a win. He now has a win, locked in the playoffs. Officially, with one race left in the playoffs. We'll take a look at the playoff standings in a moment. But he won. Eckes got second. Grant Finger third. Won this race in 2022. It's been looking pretty good recently. Can't wait to see what he can do in the playoffs and further on. Ankrum fourth. Lane Riggs fifth. Good to see him get a top five. Sammy Smith sixth. Luke Fenhouse seventh. Great run for him. Raja Caruth, who started on pole. He started on pole at Las Vegas and went on to win. Didn't quite do the same here. Still finished 18th. Thompson, top 10. Nick Sanchez rounds out the top 10 and 10th. Raj Chastain 11th. William Sawalich is 12th. Chase Purdy 13th. Bailey Curry 14th. Jack Wood is 15th. Taylor Gray 16th. Corey Heim 17th. I think if I remember correctly, he had a few issues in the race. I don't know if he jumped. Someone jumped the start. I think Majeski jumped the start, and he came back. And Heim, I think, had a tire issue, if I remember, and came back, finished 17th. I think he was up inside the top 10, top 5. I don't know why he fell back. I don't know. I don't remember. It was 2 weeks ago. Ty Dillon 18th, Timmy Hill 19th, Tanner Gray 20th, Ben Rhodes 21st, Matt Mills 22nd, Johnny Sauter 23rd, Matt Craft 24th, Marco Andretti 25th, Brett Holmes 26th, Daniel Dye 27th, Lawless Allen 28th, Connor Daly, 29th, and Jake Garcia 30th. I think Daniel Dye had he might have had a tire issue too. I can't remember what happened to him. Tyler Tomazzi, don't know if that's how you pronounce your name. I'm sorry. For 31st, Thad Moffitt 32nd. Stuart Friesen also had issues. I think he had he had a penalty. I think early in stage 1, and then fell back. And then I think he was just something happened with that truck. Fell back 33rd. Spencer Boyd 34th. Mason Massey's the one who DNF'd due to an accident. I can't remember exactly what happened. My fault. I'm sorry. I'm not a professional. Looking at the playoffs or the point standings with one race left before the playoffs. Richmond's next week. Eckes leads by 50 over Heim. Then Majeski's 135 points back. Sanchez 136 points back, and Caruth is 206 points back. Heim, Eckes, Sanchez, Majeski, and Caruth all locked in with a win. Ankrum's pretty well locked in, 83 points above the cut line. Anfinger plus 77. I think actually they're both locked into the playoffs, I believe. I remember that. Taylor Gray's 48 points above the cut line. He should be good to go. Ben Rhodes 22. He just needs a good run, and that's it. Tanner Gray is the last spot's up for grabs. It's basically between 3 drivers. Tanner Gray has the last spot by 5 points over Daniel Dye, who's 5 points back. Not too far back, though, also is Stuart Friesen, who is 16 points back. Matt Crafton, Chase Purdy, 43, 44 points back, respectively. They're basically going to have to win. Same with Dean Thompson, Lane Riggs, Jake Garcia, Bailey Curry, Ty Dillon, and Brett Holmes to round up the top 20 in points. All of them must win. So there's that. Now moving on to the Xfinity Series, which it was Portland was the last race. I think we did. SVG won that. Then it was Sonoma, won also by SVG. Had to bump Austin Hill. Then he did a burnout and then kicked the soccer into the stands and got out of the way of Austin Hill. That was interesting. Sam Mayer won Iowa. Christopher Bell won New Hampshire on a 3-wide pass on the final lap with Cole Custer and Sheldon Creed. John Nemechek won Nashville. SVG won the Chicago Street Course race. Cole Custer won the Pocono race, finally getting his first win of the season. First win of the season for Ford Xfinity, which is pretty crazy to think about. And now looking here at Indianapolis. This was the return of the Brickyard 400. This was the return of the Indianapolis Oval. First time we ran the Oval since 2020. We've been running the road course at IRP. Cole Custer started on pole with his teammate Riley Earps on the front row. Earps won stage 1. Ryan Sieg did a strategy won stage 2, and winning the race. It was a brilliant finish. Probably one of the best finishes I've seen from Xfinity in a while. First, it looked like it was going to be. Trying to remember, I think it was somewhat who was leading. It was Custer who was leading. Riley Earps was catching him, and coming to the white flag, I think Riley Earps got to the inside of him, and then Almirola, who was in third, charged and made it 3 wide. It took the lead at the white flag, and then Almirola had the lead. Earps second, Custer fell back to third, almost out of contention. Earps caught back up to Almirola in turn 3, got side by side with him, almost spun, but saved it and took the lead in turn 4, held off Custer and Almirola. Riley Earps wins an insane race at Indianapolis, gets his second career win. I think he won in Las Vegas in the fall of last year. Earps wins. Cole Custer gets second. Almirola third. SVG, a great run from him. Finally, he needs experiences on these ovals because obviously he has 3 wins, but I think in the playoffs there's only 1 road course, so he needs these. He's been having some solid runs on ovals, just had to have the luck, but here he gets the top 5. Great for him. Sheldon Creed also with the top 5. Good to see. Austin Hill was up there late. I think he fell back, finished 6th. Daniel Dye 7th. Allmendinger was also up there late, fell back, finished 8th. Allgaier 9th. Carson Kvapil, another top 10 for the young gun. Ryan Sieg 11th. Parker Kligerman 12th. Jesse Love, didn't see a whole lot of him, 13th. Connor Daly 14th. Then Brandon Jones 15th. Connor Daly, I think, was inside the top 10 late, but fell back, so disappointing for that. Disappointing for him. Matt Bedell 16th. Joe Graf Jr. 17th. Sammy Smith 18th. Jed Burr 19th. Leyland Honeyman 20th. I think the reason Joe Graf and Sammy Smith didn't get good finishes is because of a giant crash on lap 1 that took out multiple drivers, like Sam Mayer, who finished second to last. Josh Berry finished dead last. Josh Williams, Parker Retzloff, Anthony Alfredo, all DNF with accidents. Actually, Williams, Retzloff, and Alfredo had their separate accident. It was a pretty horrific crash. Trying to remember correctly, what happened. Spooky Scary Skeletons is now playing on the living room TV by my sisters and my family. So, yeah, hopefully I don't get copyright claim. I'll try and talk over it so I can avoid a copyright claim, possibly. I'm trying to remember. It was Josh Williams and Anthony Alfredo. Daniel Dye. I remember now. Daniel Dye made contact and saved it. He spun in the grass but saved it, and he made contact with Alfredo. Alfredo broke something, went up the track, out up to the wall, then just came down and, right in front of traffic because no one could see, piled right into Parker Retzloff and Josh Williams, who made heavy contact. All 3 of them done for the day. Sucks to see. See how there was that. Back to the other results. Brendan Poole 21st, Kyle Sieg 22nd, Ryan Ellis 23rd, Joey Gase 24th, Kyle Weatherman 25th, David Starr 26th, Josh Bilicki 27th, BJ McLeod 28th, Blaine Perkins 29th, Jeremy Clements 30th, Garrett Smithley 31st, Greg Van Olsen 32nd due to the ignition issue. Sucks to see. And Chandler Smith 33rd. I think he also had engine issues or something, so that kind of derailed him in his finish. Actually, we gotta look at the point standings and the playoff standings for Xfinity. They have a few races, I think, till the playoffs. I think if I could look at their schedule. So they have Michigan, Daytona, Darlington, Atlanta, Watkins Glen, Bristol. Then they have the playoffs round of 12. It doesn't start till late September, so we still got a little bit. Till then, about 2 months till the Xfinity Series starts their playoffs. Now looking at the point standings, Cole Custer has a 56-point lead over Justin Allgaier. Austin Hill is 87 points back. Chandler Smith is 100 points back. Riley Earps is 143 points back. Allgaier, Custer, Chandler Smith, Austin Hill, SVG, Riley Earps, Jesse Love, Sam Mayer, all locked in with wins. That's 8 spots filled. A.J. Allmendinger is 99 points ahead in 9th. Pretty well locked in. Sheldon Creed is 66 points back. Kligerman's 43 points. Creed is 66 points ahead of the cut line. I knew something was off. Kligerman's 43 points ahead of the cut line. Ryan Sieg is, hold on, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, or 9, 10, 11, and then it skips 12. I don't know why it skips 12, but, that's weird. Kligerman, I guess, has the last spot. I don't know why that is. Sieg is 43 points behind. Sammy Smith 46 points behind. Brandon Jones 112 points behind, and Anthony Alfredo is 157 points behind. Looking at the Cup Series now, I just realized what they're doing. They're watching old vines out there. So sorry about that. We'll let them do their thing. That's why I heard spooky, scary skeletons out there. Sorry for the inconvenience. Anyways, so Sonoma was won by Kyle Larson. He ended up having a crazy comeback. Had to catch up to guys like Busher and Truex. Had fresher tires, got around them. Ironic because yeah, we'll hear about that at the Brickyard. And spoiler alert. So there was that, and then Chastain and Busch got into the last lap. Then Kyle Busch and Truex ran out of field in the last lap. It was chaos. But Larson ended up winning at Sonoma. Ryan Blaney won at Iowa in front of a bunch of family members. So that was good to see. The inaugural Cup race at Iowa. So that was good. Bell won again in New Hampshire. That was crazy because there was a bunch of rain. And we saw rain tiles on an oval. Crazy racing. Bell won. Joey Logano won a Wreckfest race at Nashville with record 5 overtimes. I remember that. That was chaos. Held off Zane Smith and Tyler Reddick for the win. Zane Smith finished second. Chicago Street Race for the second year in a row got deemed plagued with rain. Cut a few laps short. Alex Bowman ended up snapping an 80 race winless streak or something like that to get his first win since Las Vegas of 2022. He got by Joey Hand. Yeah, we missed a lot. Good grief. I'm actually going to look, okay, because SVG was the favorite, and he was doing well. I think he won stage 1, and then right before there was a red flag for rain because it got too dangerous and whatever, about an hour or two delay. And Chase Briscoe spun and got in the back of SVG, and they both collided, and that took out SVG, so that sucked to see. I can't remember. Joey Hand ended up winning. Yeah, the stage winners were SVG and Joey Hand. That's all you needed to know. Tyler Reddick was closer, but he hit the wall in the final lap, so derailed his race. There's a lot of races that Reddick had a shot of winning and came up short. A lot of close calls and sucks for Reddick. His only win so far is Talladega, but he's been good. He's been consistent. Blaney won Pocono, and Larson won the Brickyard. Because Reddick started on pole, Hamill won stage 1, Bubba Wallace did a strategy won stage 2, Kyle Larson ended up winning the Brickyard. I mentioned we're going to talk about how Larson made a big comeback for the win, just like Sonoma on fresher tires. He did the same thing at Indy. This time it was against, I think, Keselowski, Daniel Hemrick, a few other guys. But he made his way up through the field and got to third. I think Keselowski was leading. Blaney, I remember, was second. I think he had slightly worse tire. I'm not going to say worser. I'm sorry. I've been watching too much Wii Hoopin'. He had slightly worse tires and fuel than Keselowski. Or slightly better, excuse me, and then slightly worse than Larson. I'm sorry. It's been a few weeks. I'm sorry. Then the caution came out with 3 to go for Kyle Busch, running in 6th place. He's already had a horrendously bad season. Made contact with Hamlin, kind of spun himself out, got up into the wall, brought out the caution. He also had an incident with Corey LaJoie the week before, where LaJoie just Kyle Busch made an aggressive block, and then LaJoie spun him out and collected multiple drivers in that restart crash. So Kyle Busch has not had a good season. That's all you need to know. Yeah, every time he's been in position to do something, things have gone wrong. It's tough to see. But Larson ended up winning the race. Ended due to controversy though, because there was a spin on, I think it was the second or third overtime. I can't remember. I think it was the second overtime, where it was Brian Preece, who I think was running around the 10th spot. I think he ran out of fuel, I think he ran out of fuel. And Chase Elliott, who was behind him, ended up spinning him out. Not on purpose, but because he was running like 20 miles an hour slower, so there's not really much he can do. Spun around and stopped. He would try to get back going, but stopped as they came out of turn 4. NASCAR did not throw the caution. They threw the white flag. Then they threw the caution afterwards, and a lot of people got mad, which I understand. But NASCAR tries to wait before the caution. They did the same thing, ironically enough, to another Ryan Preece crash at Pocono last year, where Preece stopped, and then they didn't throw the caution, and then they waited till Hamilton took the white flag, then they threw the caution, and Hamilton won the race. Same thing here. People are not happy, and I understand. Like, NASCAR should have thrown the caution on turn 4. Not just that, like, come on. But, I mean, NASCAR, sometimes they're not always going to be perfect. They're almost never perfect. Not to throw shade at them, but NASCAR officiating, it needs some working. So Larson won, Tyler Reddick another second, ended up finishing runner-up. Blaney third, Bell ended up finishing 4th. Bubba Wallace top 5, big for him. Ty Gill will end up there. A lot of guys up there to do strategy, so that's why some drivers got some good finishes. Austin Cindric is another one of them, 7th. Daniel Suarez was 8th. Noah Gragson 9th. Chase Elliott 10th. Chase Elliott, 2 weeks in a row, actually got deemed with penalties on pit road. At Pocono, I think he and 3 other drivers sped in the same section. That stopped a 92 race streak where Chase Elliott had not had a penalty. His last penalty was 2021, and he would have been like 3rd on the restart, like with like 30 to go at Pocono. And Larson, who would have been leading, sped. Same with Blaney. I think Suarez were the 4 drivers. No, not Blaney, because Blaney won the race. It was Gibbs who sped. Yeah, there's that. So, and then here there was another controversy with Elliott, who again had a good car. He had probably the best car at Pocono, but didn't lead in laps. Restarts, he made his way up through the field multiple times, but just never had full potential. Same here at Indy. He had a good car. I think he was 2nd in stage 1 when he came down pit road and got deemed a blend line violation, where he came out of pit road and I guess blended too soon in the racing surface, and then he and Brad Keselowski actually ended up getting deemed the same penalty. I guess NASCAR said that they made it very clear that you can't blend in with the track too soon, and that's what Elliott, I guess, did. But Elliott and Keselowski were mad because they referred to an email that they got that worded it differently. It said something like, well, you can't blend in with the racing surface, or like the line or whatever. They referred to a line. They referred to a racing. I don't know. Confusing, chaotic. But Elliott and Keselowski did get deemed penalties. I obviously am a Chase Elliott fan. I was not happy. I wanted to see him win at my hometown track, let alone get a freaking crown jewel win, because he has 0 crown jewel wins. He's like 0 for 100 or whatever. Didn't quite happen. That sucked. Stenhouse, and anyway, so it happens, I guess. Stenhouse 11th, Carson Hocevar 12th, Austin Dillon 13th, Corey LaJoie 14th, Ross Chastain 15th. There's been controversy with Hocevar. He's been in a lot of wrecks. I think he, under caution at Iowa, intentionally wrecked Harrison Burton for no reason. He got fined. Caused a wreck in Indy, which I'll get to. Not really his own fault, but it happened. Chastain 15th, McDowell 16th, Zane Smith 17th, Cody Ware 18th, Ty Dillon 19th, Justin Haley 20th, Brad Keselowski 21st. He ran out of fuel on the first overtime restart. That's what happened to him. So he came down pit road. Actually, when the pace car came down pit road, and then Larson jumped up a row, and then Blaney didn't like that. Why didn't I jump up on the row? I guess that's how the rule goes. Because Keselowski and Larson were in the same lane, and the inside lane jumped up, even though Blaney would then make the control car. Instead, it made 3rd place Larson the control car, not 2nd place Blaney. I don't know. It was confusing. A lot of controversy at the Brickyard, which wasn't fun to see. It was good to see my hometown track, Brickyard, get back in fruition. Just plagued with controversy. I was excited to see how the next gen would handle this track, but controversy. So Keselowski 21st, Buescher 22nd, Ty Gibbs 23rd, Chase Briscoe 24th, Kyle Busch 25th, Ryan Preece 26th. Obviously the accident, that's why he's there. Martin Truex Jr. Had a few issues. I think he had like a tire issue that brought out the caution. They kind of switched things around strategy-wise. Early in the race, I think he had contact with Larson. Contact, misjudgment. Truex got up into the wall. He tried to blame Chastain, which I don't think they made contact till like earlier on that same lap, so it was confusing. But Truex 27th, not a good race for him. Eric Jones 28th, John Nemechek 29th, Daniel Hemrick 30th, Alex Bowman 31st, Denny Hamlin 32nd, all involved in the same accident, which was the first overtime, where Nemechek, who I think actually had the best race of his Cup career, he was casually leading laps, running inside the top 5, top 10, just casually. I think he made a bad block on Daniel Hemrick, coming into turn 1, hit the wall, inside wall pretty hard, actually made damage, that's why they had to have a red flag. Slid up the track into Hamlin, who I think had the best car, Bowman, who had a good car, took them all out, it sucked. Jimmy Johnson, Joe Logano, 33rd and 34th, respectively, were involved in another restart crash earlier on, where that's where Hocevar kind of made a 3-wide move. Blaney kind of went down and then collected Johnson, Logano, and they both got up into the wall, ended their days. Josh Berry was involved actually in the first Truex incident, where he had an incident with Larson. There was a check-up. Josh Berry spun, hit the wall. Sucked to see. He had that Caitlin Clark paint scheme and wrecked out. Wasn't good to see. Harrison Burton ends up 36th, A.J. Allmendinger 37th, William Byron 38th were involved in the first accident, also in a restart, coming down the backstretch. Chase Briscoe kind of checked up, So Byron had to, or the Briscoe got up the middle, kind of like got loose. So Byron had to check up, and then near him, Priest tried to make a 3 wide, misjudged it, got up into Byron, slid up into the wall, made contact with Allmendinger. Burton ended their days. Good thing Allmendinger was there when Byron hit him, because otherwise he would have went head onto the wall. Still big hits for them. Glad they were all okay. And BJ McLeod dead last due to an engine issue. So there was that. So looking at the point standings after Indy, Larson has a 10-point lead over Elliott. Reddick is 15 points back. Hamlin 43 points back. Blaney 73 points back. Larson, Hamlin, Bell, Byron, Blaney, Reddick, Elliott, Keselowski, Cindric, Bowman, Logano, Suarez are all locked in with wins. Truex is 108 points ahead. He's basically locked in. Gibbs is 42 points ahead. Buescher 17 points ahead. Chastain has the last spot, 7 points ahead of Bubba Wallace, who's 7 points back. Briscoe 83 points back. Kyle Busch 112 points back. Ty Gillen 118 points back. So that's how that shaped up. Richmond's the next race, August 11th, so in about a week. So you got Richmond, Michigan, Daytona, Darlington. So 4 races left, it looks like, till the playoffs begin. Yeah, so there was that. There you go. Also, I guess, sure, I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't think I did. Mark Truex Jr. did announce he is retiring after the 2024 season. This will be his final season. So, I'm gonna miss Truex. He's definitely one of my. I think he might be one of my favorite drivers, at least from Toyota. I always thought he was a really good racer. It's interesting because obviously he won, I think, Dover in 2007. Didn't win his second race till Sonoma in 2013. Then went to Furniture, had a horrible season in 2014. Got a win in Pocono in 2015, made the championship 4, then broke out. 2016, Coke 600, he led like all but 8 laps, like the most miles led in NASCAR history, whatever, that crazy race. Ended up winning 4 races. Got eliminated in the round of 12 because of issues happening in the second round. But broke out in 2017 fully with 8-9 wins and won the championship. Successful season 2018, then Furniture Row shut down, goes to Juggos Racing. Runner-up finishes in the points of 2018 and 2019, has a win in 2020, 4 wins in 2021, runner-up again in the points. 2022, he winless entirely and missed the playoffs entirely because of the stupid playoff system. Not to throw shame at that. 2023, bounced back with 3 wins. I don't know where he finished in the points because I don't remember much from last season, to be honest, because I was a Chase Elliott fan. I didn't really pay attention too much last season because last season sucked. So anyways, but I am going to miss Truex, good race car driver, enjoy retirement. So there was that. I also mentioned I was going to talk about the Elliott Sadler interview with Dale Earnhardt Jr. I'll try and keep it short and sweet because this video is over 23 minutes long. It's probably going to be half an hour. I do apologize for that. Long video. So the reason why I want to mention it is because I think it's pretty interesting to talk about the interview. So Elliott Sadler, obviously another retired driver, former NASCAR driver. He raced in late 90s, early 2000s, raced in Xfinity in the 2010s, retired in 2018. Pretty successful career. I think he only had the few, like 3 or 4 Cup wins. Went to Xfinity, did pretty solid with Junior Motorsports in the 1 car. But the reason why I want to talk about this is because of two incidences. He had 2 big wrecks in his Cup career, and not talking about his 2 flips in a row at Talladega in 2003, 2004. I'm talking about 2010 at Pocono. That's the first wreck I'll talk about because that is the wreck that is infamously known for the greatest wreck, I guess, that has never had footage. We have never seen clear footage of Elliott Sadler's Pocono wreck, and it's plagued me and so many other people. We want to know what happened to Elliott Sadler that fateful day. There's like obviously one bad camera angle of him hitting the wall like at a bad angle, and then I guess there's that one blurry video of like fan freaking out or something, and you can't see good footage of it. But Sadler basically described, I guess his teammate got into him. He slid into the grass, got into that wall, and then people said he flipped. People are saying this could have been the worst wreck in NASCAR history, but we'll never know. The engine was ripped out of the car, so that's all you need to know. We basically have to look at that video, the shaky video, the camera angle, that one camera angle that we have, and then the aftermath. And Sadler obviously got out of the car and was looking gingerly. Obviously he was in pain. So he said the crash hurt, but he said that NASCAR is not hiding anything. So that officially does confirm that there is no footage of the wreck. He said the wreck happened on the back straightaway where it hit like, obviously hitting like the inside wall where there's like no cameras, no good angles, no footage at all. So I mean, it's not really like. Then again, yeah, NASCAR should have footage of that. They should know where the wreck happened, but it happened in the weird part of the track, so it's not entirely their fault. But what they do have footage of, and they won't show us, is 10 years earlier, Elliott Sadler's 2000 Michigan Cup wreck in practice. Which they did show some footage, I think, like on like a pre-race coverage of before the race, where they talk about, like, I think Dylan or whatever his name was, talk about how Elliott Sadler had a crash in practice where his car flipped, and you can see like there's like some footage of his car barrel rolling. I guess like Elliott Sadler said that something broke in the car, and then his right rear tire burst, and then like some plate or something like just shattered, and then he hit the wall and flipped. And he said that his car was like this, basically, where the front was like facing the track, and then his rear was up in the air, and that he was above the catch fence, which that kind of sounds preposterous, but I mean, I'm gonna take his word for it. We don't have footage, but NASCAR does, and he said that NASCAR showed him footage in their office, and they said that that'll be the last time he sees the video. So, yeah, the NASCAR has footage, but they won't show it. I think that's that's not the first wreck I think that I have in mind that NASCAR actually has footage, but they won't show. I think back to 2008 at Las Vegas, where Jeff Gordon had that big crash. I think they have onboard of him in the car, but I think like when he hits the wall, he had like his body moves in like a very weird way, and NASCAR doesn't want to show that. So which is understandable. I mean, NASCAR is like obviously their sports, their market. They don't want to like ruin their reputation or whatever. I understand. So yeah, no one needs to see that. Even though I do want to see footage of that because I'm curious. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. But pretty interesting interview. Maybe I'll check out the full interview. That is Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Dirty Mo Media podcast. I think I saw clips of that on Instagram. Go check it out if you want. Does seem interesting. But obviously Elliott Sadler's okay. He had a lot of scary crashes, but he is okay. He's alive. He's happy. He's well. That's what matters. And that is the end of this video. Almost 30 minutes. So interesting right there. Recapped the races, got caught up, and talked about a little bit of Elliott Sadler history for you. Trivia there for you. Interesting. I do have my uncle's giving me a laptop, and I'm going to have it next week. So, excuse me, what I should be able to do is actually do predictions again and tier rankings and other videos that I wanted to do for so long, but I haven't had the chance to do because I don't have a computer because it broke and it's currently being fixed. I think there's one more part that needs to get fixed before I have that back. So that's why there hasn't been much like predictions and stuff. Then I can get back to doing that because obviously NFL season starts in a month. Actually, the first preseason game is tomorrow, the Hall of Fame game. Obviously, it's preseason, but I'm gonna be watching that because I watch all football sports. So anyways, so that is it for today's Grape reviews. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I can actually be consistent and talk about races because the next race is Richmond, August 11th. So that's looking here at my calendar, yeah, about a week and a half from that. So hopefully I can talk about that. Obviously we got one more week at the Olympic break. Then we have the race at Richmond. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the Olympic break. Summer break I know is coming is ending soon. My first day of school is August 15th, so that sucks. 2 weeks, so that sucks. Anyways, enough yapping. I'll let you guys go. 30-minute video. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video. Notification bell that we never miss any new videos like this one. As always, has a cloud on support. So just do it as suggested by me. I'm trying to rush through this. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that comes out. Whenever. I don't know. I'm the most inconsistent YouTuber probably ever. Next will be Hoopin. Anyways, so see you guys then whenever. Bye.